the traditional leadership of the Eastern Cape, all of the traditional leaders, and also the people of the Eastern Cape. Let me just put up front that Action SA's policy about illegal immigration is very clear. If you're in this country illegally and you do anything illegal, you're going to be sent back home. This is the sovereign nation, it's our nation, we love it, and we're protected by a constitution. Now, there's nowhere in our constitution that makes provision for a Nigerian from the Igbo tribe to come and become coronated as a king of the Eastern Cape. But beyond that, the utterances that were made at that coronation is what really galls us as a party, as Action SA. The utterances were that they're establishing a kingship in the Eastern Cape and a homeland. Now, we have a history of homelands in this province, a painful history of the homeland of the former Ciskei and the former Transkei, where people were moved in there after being expropriated, having their land expropriated. They had limited opportunities. They're still some of the poorest people in our province, and we are not going to tolerate the establishment of another homeland. They went further, though, and they said that they're going to encourage their brothers and sisters in Nigeria, in their hundreds of thousands, to come and establish a homeland in this province. That's not going to happen, because this province is not up for the taking. Here are our traditional leaders behind me. We respect them. There are 5 kingships that are respected by the president, inaugurated and recognized by our president and our constitution. So I want to go further and to say that the embassy of Nigeria said that it was just a customary thing, it wasn't much, and they do it all over the world. It's not true. We have taken great exception to the disrespect and the provocation of this coronation, and we want the Nigerian government to come out strongly against it, and more importantly, we want our government to make an unambiguous statement about their respect and recognition of our existing traditional leaders, and that they will never respect a kingship belonging to the Igbo nation in the Eastern Cape or in South Africa.
Let's just
special address to Mr. Julius Malema, the self-proclaimed Pan-Africanist, someone who's championing and fashioning the African ideology that Africans should be together, should stick together and work out things as Africans. But do you know what? He has failed to do the same on his own turf. Yes, his own turf is boiling up and crazing up. We've seen most Africans, other Africans, being sent away from South Africa, their businesses being closed up, and they are beaten and sent to their own countries. Xenophobia in South Africa. It's something that we used to hear, it used to happen some days back, but now in the 21st century we're still experiencing the same. But the very, very Julius Malema will stand strong against what we call the slavery in Africa. The other countries are enslaving Africans, and he will say that that is not good, they should stop it. When what's wrong with you, Julius Malema? Why can't you do what you say you're doing? Like, get your South African guys together and tell them that if any other African guy or an African comes to South Africa and they're doing their business, we ought to support them in that business. It's not our problem or these other people's problem that South Africans are lazy enough, they can't do their own work. And when other people come into the country to work, they feel like they're taking the opportunities from them. It's not these guys' problem, they're just hardworking. Why close their shops? Why send them away? Why beat them? If they don't have the needed documentations for them to do the business, why can't you enable them to get those documentations? And maybe they have tried to get those documentations, but they weren't able to get those documentations because maybe the government of the day is not giving that conducive environment for them to get those documentations. Plan on how they can get those documentations, because you're reminding me what Idi Amin Dada did in Uganda sometimes back when he was sending all the Indians away from Uganda. Then he decided to give to the Ugandans, his allies in Uganda or his favorites in Uganda, the businesses that were held by the Indians. Within no time, there was no businesses that were running in Uganda because those guys were not good in business and they never knew where to get the stock once the stock has up, how to replenish the stock once the stock is out. They never knew where to gather. And that is how the Ugandan economy went low. And up to now, Uganda has never recovered. Maybe it will recover in the next 2030 or 2050. So you're doing the same thing in South Africa. So these people are supposed to be protected. They are fellow Africans. They are fellow Africans. Protect them. Keep them safe. Give them whatever tools they need for them to do the business. Malema Julius. If you're getting this right, please make sure you're mending the mess back at home. before you open your mouth and start talking about other people's countries meddling to African problems. Your own people are very tough and very bad and inhuman to other Africans, to their fellow Africans. Now, who is giving you the authority and the mandate to talk about the US meddling in other people's issues? South African, some of the South African people, I'm not just saying that all of them, some of the South African people are just as worse than the US. Too bad. Too bad. Trouble brewing in Africa, and this is between Nigeria and South Africa. Someone from Igbo community gets himself in Eastern Equatorial, that is eastern part of South Africa, and he is installed as a king. Breaking: South African protesters have banned vehicles. As they protest against this Nigerian war, and the Nigerians should be our primary target because they are the most problematic foreigners in South Africa. They take our women, make them prostitutes, and sell drugs, says local tribe leader. Protesting locals are marching against the installation of Nigerian Igbo leader Solomon Obona Eziko as Igwe Igbo in Gombo city, that is in South Africa. That this guy says over this here. South Africans protesting against the installation of Nigerian Igbo king in Eastern Cape. In 2025, there was reports of Ghana over plans of doing the same, and they got him out on the same. Then we have Action South Africa Eastern Cape chair Athol Tolipa has declared that the party stands firmly with traditions. Leaders opposing the installation of Nigeria's Igbo king in Eastern London, calling it unlawful and violation of South African traditional leadership network. It's interesting, eh? Unrest East London protesters have touched vehicles and buildings. Reports say property belonging to foreign nationals are being targeted in protest against the installation of Nigerian king in Eastern Cape. Yeah, so they are being accused of selling drugs and making their South African women prostitutes, selling them as prostitutes and all that. So who's going to bring these two countries together and help in making peace? Because if this one spirals out, it will create a lot of mess within the country. So leave us your comment and tell us what you think about all this.